Hi, I'm Jess, and this is Something Snarkly. This is my YouTube channel that I am finally starting. Mostly going to center around makeup and skincare and other fun things like that. This is my first tutorial, so I'm pretty excited. I am going to do my best to link all the products used in the description box below, so you can check out where to get them, how much they are, etc. Nothing that I'm using today is going to be extremely pricey. It's all pretty budget friendly, and that's what I like to try and focus on for the most part, because everybody should be able to afford to feel good about themselves. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that. I would appreciate you sharing this out to everybody, anyone and everyone that you could think that would enjoy it. Maybe even you could send it to some people who wouldn't enjoy it. That's a thing, right? I mean, you could send confetti in the mail to piss people off, so why don't you share this video to piss people off, okay? Thanks for watching, and enjoy. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see coming up in the comments. Okay, bye! And this is the makeup look that I'll be showing you today. You can wear it anywhere, but I highly recommend that you wear it to formal events, like maybe your prom or a red carpet event, something like that. Just kidding. This is the base that I use every day for my makeup before I do my eye makeup and my highlight, blush, and mascara, and some lip gloss. So I'm going to show you how to get a good base going, so then in the rest of my videos I'll already have this done and move straight into eyeshadow and all the good stuff. I'm going to show you how to get this. I'll show you all the products that I use. This is my first YouTube video, and I'm kind of peeing my pants a little bit right now. So stick around. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is prime your face. I like to use Nivea's Sensitive Post Shave Balm. This stuff is pretty awesome. Nikki Tutorials always posts about it. It's really cheap. It's about $5 for this whole thing, and it'll last you forever. You don't need a lot. Yes, it does kind of smell like a man, but only for a little bit, so you don't have to worry about it. I already put that on my face, so I'm going to move on to eye primer. This is NYX's High Definition Eyeshadow Base. It's kind of worn off a lot. I use this every day. I think it's great. And you really don't need a lot, so I just go like this and like this. One little pump is all that you need for both eyes. Using your ring finger, because that's the softest touch, it's not going to pull the skin, because the skin around your eye is very sensitive. So you want to always be really gentle and use your ring finger. Alright, so my face is primed, but I like to let it sit a little bit before I put anything on it. So I'm going to go in on my eyebrows first. Okay, I know a lot of people like to do their foundation before they do their eyebrows, but I found that when I do my foundation before I do my eyebrows kind of, they have a tendency to want to melt off more than if I just do them first. There's two products on my eyebrows. The first one is a pencil. It's a wider pencil. This is like an off-brand thing, if you can see that. It is a little bit wider, and that's the profile of it. And I like this because I can do a lot in one shot, whereas my other pencil is really skinny, so I kind of use that for the inner parts and then the outer tail. So with this, just really light strokes with your eyebrows. With any makeup, you can always put more on. It's way harder to take it off, so I would just start off really soft. And fill in the bulk of my brow. So if you can see the difference there, God, I'm so white. This one's more filled in, obviously, but not so much when it comes to the tail and the inner parts. That's exactly what I want. The way I'm holding it when I fill this in, this is it flat. I'm holding it along the brow line. Okay, So not like flat against. I start like this and pull it out here, and then I'll go flat. When you go flat, obviously it's going to be a wider coverage. So when I'm first drawing that line at the bottom of my brow, I like to use the profile because it's a thinner line. You can be more precise. And again, when I'm filling in this first part, I'm not necessarily looking for accuracy, I'm just trying to get the bulk out of the way. They don't even have to match perfectly on either side, because I'm just going to go back in and fill it in later. Okay. After I do that, I always like to pluck my eyebrows. I do it every day. Also with maintenance, when you do it every day, you can see the little hairs that pop up and take care of them as they come instead of having to like wait and then get half your eyebrow ripped out. I don't wax my eyebrows anymore. I just pluck them every day and maintain them. The reason that I can do this though is because I have pretty much clear hair that grows in. And it's really annoying when I want to put on makeup because it doesn't lay on flat. So that's why I like to clean it up every day. So when I'm doing my eyeshadow or whatever, I can get a clean base to put my makeup on. Obviously my brows aren't very even right now, so I'm going to go in and clean them up. I'm using the BH Studio Pro by BH Cosmetics HD eyebrow pencil. On one side it has like a micro pencil. It's really teeny tiny skinny. And then on the other side you have a spoolie. I love this. I think it's amazing. The micro pencil, you can get really precise and really, it's just amazing. And then having the spoolie on the opposite end is great because you can just flip and brush it out. So with that, I like to start off with the tail and just kind of pull out what I've already done. You don't always have to go with the growth of the eyebrow. If you're having a hard time getting in where you want to get in, you can always use the spoolie to pull the hair down, and then that way you can fill in a little bit better because the hair is not in the way for you. I've used a lot of different brow products. I like the Honest Ossia Dip Brow, but I feel like this gets me the most accurate, most natural look. It's just easier for me anyway. I used to hate doing my brows. There was a time in my life where I never did them. The pictures are hilarious. But it's actually like my favorite step now because it's so dramatic. You can do brows and mascara and that's all you really need. So as I'm going through this, I just turn and flip around and brush. When you brush with the spoolie, it keeps you from getting those hard lines because hard lines are not natural in makeup at all, really, unless you're going for a look. But especially in the brow, you don't want these hard lines. You don't want people to see, oh yeah, they filled in their brow right there. Anywhere in the eye, really, I don't think, unless you're doing like a really like abstract, funky look, you shouldn't have any hard lines. Contour lines are not supposed to be hard. Everything on the face is supposed to kind of meld into each other. Sisters, not twins. But wouldn't it be great if they were just twin sisters? Do they look even? Would you tell me if they didn't? That's the mark of a true friend. Are you a true friend? Looks pretty good to me. This, I guess this is my left eyebrow. It always tends to look skinnier than the right. And it always tries to play me until I get in the car and I can see up close that I played myself, really. So after brows, I like to move right into foundation. The way I like to apply my foundation is first with a foundation brush, and then I like to go back in with the Beauty Blender. I use my Beauty Blender for foundation and for concealer, and I'll show you how I do that. The foundation I'm going to use today is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I love this stuff. I've recommended this stuff to at least 4 people and they've all loved it too. Maybelline really killed it with this. This is for normal to oily skin. I have combination skin, so really it is what it is. But this is Maybelline Fit Me in 112 Natural Ivory. So what I like to do with my foundation is I will take a little bit and I will deposit it onto my palette. It's an organic palette that I was actually born with. You can do this too. And then, because it's summer and I'm all about the glow for summer, I like to use the Sephora Radiant Luminizing Drops. These things are great. And you just need a little bit. This is in the color Morning Light. It's a little pumpy thing. You want to make sure you shake it first. And then pump. And then twist. And put a little bit of the drops right into the foundation. You can blend it later. So this is what it looks like, if you can see that. I'm so white. It's just like a little strip of luminescence. And then with my foundation brush, I just take some, I'll take about half of it and put it on half of my face. You don't have to blend it right away because you're going to blend it as you apply. I like a pretty full coverage, a natural looking full coverage, which is kind of an oxymoron, but you know, whatever. So I like to dab it on with the foundation brush. Get a good amount of coverage, go back in, pick up more. Alright, looking fab. Then go back in with the flat part of the Beauty Blender and blend. You are dabbing, you are not dragging. Dabbing, you're like really packing the foundation in. And this Beauty Blender is also from BH Cosmetics. I highly, highly recommend it. This is not sponsored, however, if anybody's watching this, yes, you can send me free stuff. I will allow that. So I only do the bottom half of my face first, like excluding my forehead. And the reason that I do that is because I don't like a lot of foundation on my forehead. So normally I'll just pick up whatever's left over. First I like to do a little bit fuller coverage right here because I tend to get a little rosy there. And go back in. This foundation, like I said, is the matte and poreless, so it's going to give you a matte look, but when you put the luminizing drops in there, it comes off really glowy and semi-dewy, but there's a huge difference between dewy and greasy. Alright, so then for the forehead, I just pick up what's left over on my hand, and I'll just use the Beauty Blender for that. And if there's not enough, then I'll just use whatever is left over on the foundation brush, because I just don't really need a lot of coverage on my forehead. Very important to always clean out your foundation brush. Whatever's left over, I just squeeze and pull. This is really going to help when you're cleaning your brushes, because otherwise foundation, it just gets caked on there, and when you finally clean it, it takes a ton of coconut oil to really get out what's been sitting in there forever, and it's just gross. Like, don't play yourself like that. Alright, the next step is going to be concealer, and for concealer I like to use also Maybelline Master Conceal by Face Studio. I use number 10, which is fair. This stuff is great. I think it's comparable to really any high-end concealer. I also really like the Sephora concealer. Pretty reasonably priced too, so either one of those. And then with my concealer, I like to use the master of all translucent powders. This is Airspun, Coty Airspun. This stuff is like super cheap. I feel like it's maybe $5. It took me forever to find it in North Carolina. It's not everywhere in Pennsylvania, but it's a lot easier to find in Pennsylvania. Anyways, finally found it at Walmart, and I use that to set my concealer and then also carve out my contour. So for my concealer, I just take a little tiny bit, put it on my ring finger, which is the softest touch, dab together, and very gently, like super gently, and you want to pull down and across, like imagining that you're putting little isosceles triangles on underneath your eyes. Really, really gentle. Don't pull at your face. You only get one under eye area. Don't kill yourself for the rest of your life. Then I take my beauty blender, dip in the smaller end, and then dab gently underneath the set. You want a good layer of coverage. You can see that. It's almost the same color as my skin. And the reason that I do this is because when I'm putting on my eye makeup, I don't want fallout, but I'm gonna get fallout eventually if I'm really packing on color or if I'm going in deep on a crease. You can wipe this away really easily when you're done. This is all you need. And then I like to take that same side of the beauty blender and kind of carve out my contour. This is going to go right under your contour line, along your jawline. And what this does is later when I do my contour, it's just going to make it look a little bit more dramatic. Obviously, I'm not going to let this stuff sit on my skin. Like, come on. Don't be ridiculous. It's going to get wiped away eventually, and then, you know, just put some on your ear for good measure. I mean, why not? Coty powder gets everywhere. Also smells like old ladies, so that's a huge perk. Alright, so next is contour, and I like to use a small contour brush, something really soft. That's the key with contour. You don't want anything that's going to be really dense because you're not trying to punch yourself in the face and create a bruise. It's supposed to be a contour. So, what I use for contour, I don't use bronzer. Bronzer usually comes off too orange on me anyway, so I use a NYX eyeshadow, and this is called Betrayal. So yeah, I'll use that and just put add a little bit into this. Very soft. Remember, you can always add more. You can't take off at this point, especially. Go like that, and you want to fill in where the dent is. And then for my face shape, I like to pull up a little to kind of emphasize those cheekbones. Shout out to my mom. It should always be darker up here than it is down here. If you think about how a shadow falls, that would make sense. The darker it is, the deeper the illusion. Jawline. Murder my double chin. And along the top, because I tend to have a 5 head. So anywhere you put the contour, or anywhere you contour, it's going to give the illusion of being smaller or thinner. So sucks in here, sucks here, and then kind of carves off, shades off a little. If you want to, you can take a smaller brush and go underneath your lips. If you have problems like me and have thin lips, this is a really good trick to give the illusion of fuller lips. Then you're going to want to blend that stuff out because an unblended contour is not cute. I just use a big fluffy brush. and blend it out. This is all I use this brush for, because if you use it for the rest of your face, you're gonna make brown stuff all over your face. That's not cute. Alright, and there where I carved out with the setting powder, I'm just gonna blend in kind of a circular motion. Make sure you don't forget up here. Okay, my shower is apparently draining. And along the top. And this is my base for everything else. The next thing that I would do would be to apply my eyeshadow, then wipe away underneath. Then I would do my highlight, my blush, and my mascara, add some lip gloss, and I'm done. This is what I do every day as long as I'm doing a full face. This is the base that I use every day, and it works pretty well for me. You can add some extra setting powder. I love to set my makeup with the Urban Decay setting spray, especially in the summer. It really, really helps because you don't want to sweat off all your hard work. Okay, so that's all I have for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully I did a good job editing this, but if not, there's always next time. You can subscribe and also like it and share it and tell everybody, and especially your mom and all your friends about this, okay? Thanks. Okay, bye.